Hello and welcome to FinLit Top 10s. Today we explore Get Good with Money, 10 Simple Steps to Becoming Financially Whole by Tiffany Aliche, a practical guide to overcoming financial stress and reclaiming peace of mind. Known as the Budgetnista, Aliche empowers readers with simple, actionable steps to build confidence, break free from debt, and create a healthier relationship with money. Rather than chasing complicated strategies, she focuses on clarity, control, and balance. Join us as we count down the top 10 takeaways that will help you stop worrying about money and start building the life you truly want. Kicking off our countdown at number 10, build a simple budget you can stick to. For many people, the word budget sparks feelings of restriction and frustration. Tiffany Aliche reframes it entirely. Rather than being a punishment, a budget is a tool for freedom. It gives you the clarity to see where your money is going and the control to decide where you want it to go. When you know exactly what's coming in and going out, money anxiety begins to lose its grip. Aliche emphasizes that the key is simplicity. The best budget isn't the fanciest spreadsheet or the most complex app. It's the one you can actually maintain. That might mean setting up 3 categories: essentials, savings, and fun, or using her popular money jars method to divide income into clear, visible buckets. The structure doesn't matter as much as making it realistic and sustainable. The power of a simple budget is that it removes the unknown. You no longer lie awake wondering if you can cover your bills or whether you're overspending. Instead, you see your priorities reflected in numbers, and that visibility creates calm. Over time, sticking to a budget builds trust in yourself. You learn that you can handle your finances responsibly, and that confidence compounds. Alice's lesson here is clear. Start small, keep it simple, and focus on consistency. A budget you can follow every month is far more powerful than one that looks perfect on paper but fails in practice. Moving on to number 9, automate your finances. One of Tiffany Aliche's simplest but most powerful strategies for reducing money anxiety is automation. Every month, people waste mental energy worrying about whether bills are paid on time, whether savings are happening, or whether they'll forget something important. Automation takes that burden off your shoulders. By setting up automatic payments for recurring expenses like rent, utilities, loan payments, you eliminate late fees and protect your credit. Just as important, you free yourself from the stress of keeping track of due dates. Aliche also suggests automating savings. Even small amounts set aside automatically create a consistent habit that grows over time. It's the principle of pay yourself first, but with the added advantage that you don't have to think about it. The beauty of automation is that it creates structure without constant willpower. You no longer need to wrestle with daily or weekly decisions about money. Your system does the heavy lifting for you. That consistency allows your financial plan to run in the background while you focus your energy on work, family, and personal goals. Aliche reminds us that anxiety thrives in uncertainty. When your money is on autopilot, uncertainty disappears. Bills are covered, savings accumulate, and your financial foundation becomes predictable. That predictability builds confidence, and confidence is the antidote to financial stress. The lesson here is simple. Let automation take over the basics so your mind is free for the bigger decisions that really matter. At number 8, create a small emergency fund. First, Tiffany Aliche knows that one of the biggest drivers of money anxiety is fear of the unexpected expense, the car repair, or the medical bill that throws everything into chaos. That's why she insists the very first safety net you build is a small emergency fund. It doesn't need to be thousands of dollars at the start. Even saving $500 or $1,000 creates a crucial buffer between you and life's surprises. That cushion means a flat tire or a broken appliance no longer sends you into panic mode or deeper into debt. Instead of scrambling for a credit card or borrowing money, you can calmly handle the situation and move forward. Aliche emphasizes that the emotional benefit of this fund is just as important as the financial one. Knowing you have something set aside reduces the constant hum of worry. It gives you breathing room and confidence. Over time, as you continue saving, that small fund can grow into a larger 3 to 6 month reserve. But the key is to start small and start now. By creating an emergency fund, you send yourself a powerful message. I am prepared. I can handle the unexpected. That message chips away at money anxiety and replaces it with a sense of control. This lesson proves that peace of mind doesn't come from perfection. It comes from preparation. Lucky number 7 brings us to track your spending patterns. Tiffany Aliche teaches that awareness is the first step to change. Many people feel anxious about money because they don't truly know where it's going. They might think they're bad with money, but the real problem is lack of visibility. Tracking your spending shines a light on your habits and reveals the truth about your financial behavior. Aliche recommends keeping it simple. For at least 30 days, write down or log every expense, no matter how small. That daily coffee, the streaming subscription you forgot about, the impulse online purchase, they all add up. Once you see the full picture, patterns emerge. You'll notice areas where you overspend as well as opportunities to redirect money toward your goals. This exercise isn't about guilt or shame, it's about clarity. Anxiety thrives in the unknown, and tracking eliminates the unknown. You begin to see that you're not bad with money. You're just human, with habits that can be adjusted. With this awareness, you can make informed choices. Do you cut back on a few unnecessary expenses? Do you swap one costly habit for a cheaper alternative? These small, intentional shifts build confidence. By tracking your spending, you reclaim control. And with control comes calm, the exact opposite of money anxiety. Crossing the halfway point at number 6, reduce high-interest debt strategically. Few things create more money anxiety than debt, especially the kind that grows faster than you can pay it down. Tiffany Aliche stresses that high-interest debt, like credit cards or payday loans, isn't just a financial burden. It's an emotional one. The constant weight of owing money keeps people up at night, feeding a cycle of stress and avoidance. Her solution is to confront it with a clear, structured plan. Aliche often recommends 2 proven strategies: the debt avalanche, where you pay off debts with the highest interest rate first to minimize long-term costs, or the debt snowball, where you start with the smallest balances to build momentum and confidence. Both methods work. The key is choosing the one you'll stick with. She also emphasizes celebrating progress. Each payment, each eliminated balance is a victory that builds belief in your ability to regain control. That shift from feeling crushed by debt to actively dismantling it reduces anxiety and restores hope. Another powerful tactic is to automate minimum payments, then direct extra money toward your target debt. This ensures you never fall behind while steadily chipping away at the balance. Alice's lesson here is simple but life-changing. Debt doesn't have to control you. With a strategy and consistency, you can flip the narrative from stress and fear to empowerment and freedom. Right in the middle of our list, at number 5, keep the needs from the wants separate. Tiffany Aliche reminds us that one of the fastest ways to calm money anxiety is learning to tell the difference between what you truly need and what you simply want. Too often, our financial stress isn't caused by lack of income. but by spending habits that blur these lines. By gaining clarity, you can redirect resources toward what actually supports your life and values. Needs are the essentials: housing, food, utilities, transportation, health. Wants are everything else, from the latest gadgets to nights out and luxury upgrades. Aliche doesn't suggest you cut out all wants. In fact, she believes joy and fun are vital. But she insists that needs must be met first, and wants should be approached with intention. The power of this practice lies in awareness. When you pause before spending and ask, is this a need or a want? You interrupt autopilot behavior. Over time, those small mindful choices reduce overspending, lower financial stress, and free up money for savings, debt payoff, or long-term goals. Importantly, separating needs from wants isn't about restriction, it's about alignment. When you spend on true priorities, you feel secure rather than guilty. And when you allow for wants in moderation, you enjoy them without anxiety. This particular balance, essentials first and wants with intention, is a foundation of financial peace. At number 4, we shift to a strategy that removes guilt from spending. Build multiple savings buckets. Tiffany Aliche teaches that one of the best ways to stop money anxiety is to give every dollar a job before it has a chance to slip through your fingers. She suggests creating separate buckets or accounts for different purposes: emergencies, long-term goals, bills, and even fun. This method not only organizes your finances but also reduces the guilt and second-guessing that often accompany spending. Imagine this. You've set aside money in a vacation bucket. When you book a trip, you're not dipping into rent money or your emergency fund. You're spending what was already earmarked for joy. That separation creates peace of mind. Similarly, having a bucket for car repairs or medical expenses ensures that when life happens, you're prepared without panic. Aliche emphasizes that this doesn't require multiple banks or complicated systems. Even simple labeled accounts or budgeting apps can provide the structure. The point is to eliminate confusion by knowing exactly what each pool of money is meant for. This approach is powerful because it turns spending into an intentional act. Instead of guilt, you feel reassurance. You're using money exactly as planned. Over time, this builds trust in yourself and your system, two things that erode money anxiety faster than anything else. Buckets give your money purpose, and purpose brings calm. Earning the bronze medal at number 3, strengthen your money mindset. Tiffany Aliche believes that lasting financial peace starts in your head, not your bank account. Money anxiety often comes from negative self-talk, stories like "I'm bad with money" or "I'll never get out of debt." These beliefs create shame, paralysis, and fear, making it harder to take the steps that actually improve your situation. Aliche encourages shifting from guilt to growth. Instead of labeling past mistakes as failures, reframe them as lessons. That bounced check? A reminder to track balances more carefully. That high-interest debt? A signal to adjust spending and build a repayment plan. By viewing setbacks as teachers, you reduce the fear around them and regain a sense of agency. She also stresses the power of affirmations and community. Telling yourself, "I am capable of handling money responsibly," or surrounding yourself with people on a similar journey rewires your mindset. When your internal narrative changes, your external results follow. This is not about toxic positivity. It's about self-compassion and resilience. Building confidence in your ability to manage money allows you to make decisions with clarity instead of panic. Over time, the fear that once drove avoidance is replaced with confidence that fuels progress. Strengthening your money mindset doesn't just ease anxiety. It lays the foundation for every other financial habit Tiffany teaches. Our runner-up at number 2, invest in your financial education. Tiffany Aliche is clear. Money anxiety often comes from not knowing what to do next. Uncertainty breeds fear, and fear keeps people stuck. The antidote is knowledge. By learning the basics of saving, investing, debt repayment, and credit management, you replace confusion with clarity, and clarity reduces anxiety. Financial education doesn't have to be overwhelming. Aliche suggests starting with small, manageable steps. Read a beginner-friendly personal finance book. Listen to podcasts, attend free workshops, or follow trusted educators online. The key is consistent learning, not perfection. Every new concept you understand, whether it's how compound interest works or how to check your credit report, chips away at the unknowns that fuel stress. Education also gives you confidence when navigating bigger decisions. Should you open a retirement account? How do you prioritize paying off debt versus saving? Instead of guessing or relying on hearsay, you'll have the knowledge to make informed, intentional choices. Aliche frames financial literacy as empowerment. The more you know, the less you fear. And the less you fear, the more you act. With every lesson, you build the tools to design a life that matches your goals and values. This takeaway is a reminder that money management isn't a mystery, it's a skill set. And like any skill, it can be learned, practiced, and mastered. And finally, claiming the top spot at number 1. Define your rich life on your own terms. For Tiffany Aliche, the most powerful way to stop money anxiety is to step off society's treadmill and define success for yourself. Too often, financial stress comes from chasing someone else's idea of wealth. Bigger homes, fancier cars, or constant upgrades. The problem is that these external benchmarks are endless, leaving you anxious and dissatisfied no matter how much you achieve. Aliche urges you to instead ask, what does a rich life look like to me? Maybe it's having the freedom to spend time with family, traveling once a year without debt, or simply knowing your bills are covered with extra left over for joy. By clarifying your personal vision, you create a goalpost that actually satisfies you. This shift is liberating. Instead of constantly comparing yourself to others, you measure progress against your own values. That reframing removes much of the pressure and guilt around money. Even if your version of rich is modest compared to others, it's powerful because it's authentic. Tiffany's strongest lesson is that money should serve your life, not the other way around. When your financial decisions are guided by your personal definition of wealth, anxiety is replaced with clarity and purpose. Peace of mind doesn't come from keeping up. It comes from knowing what's enough for you and living in alignment with that truth. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Tiffany Aliche's 10 Simple Steps to Becoming Financially Whole. These 10 lessons remind us that peace with money isn't about perfection. It's about clarity, preparation, and living on your own terms. From building a simple budget and creating savings buckets to tackling debt and reshaping your mindset, Aliche shows us that the path to financial calm is built on small, consistent steps. We hope this countdown has encouraged you to reflect on your own relationship with money. Which habits are already serving you well? Which areas could use more attention? Remember, anxiety fades as confidence grows, and confidence grows through action. If you found value in today's video, we'd love for you to subscribe to FinLit Top 10s for more thoughtful explorations of books that shape the way we think about money and life. Don't forget to like this video, share it with a friend who might need some encouragement, and drop a comment below. Which of Tiffany's lessons spoke to you most, and how do you plan to apply it? For more insights, check out our other videos and continue your financial literacy journey with us. Until next time, stay intentional, stay consistent, and keep building a life free from money anxiety. Cheers.